Shoe0nHead created a video, Cult of the Crybabies. And this is covering Emiru's situation. And we'll get into it. You'll see in the video. You'll see all the context. But as an overview, Emiru, the largest female streamer, was asked about ICE. Her thoughts on ICE in her chat. And she refused to answer. Therefore, the lefties absolutely lost it. Let's get into it.
Welcome to another.
Shoe0nHead is great. We rag on women all the time, but you know, I love women, and Shoe0nHead is one of the good ones. I do like Shoe, although she is an avowed socialist. On the social issues and the cultural issues, she's actually very spot on.
Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of What the Hell is Going On with your host, Ugly Belle Delphine. Now before you ask, yes, there is an Epstein Files video coming out. I feel like everyone has like streamer brain nowadays, and like every fucking video has to be breaking news in order to get the most views, but I'm taking my time with it. I'm sure you understand, there is a lot happening. You know, with this anti-Semitic culture, right?
Oh my gosh, this clip! Chat, this clip! It is the quintessential example of why women should not be in politics. Again, I don't hate women. People always say that I'm misogynistic. I hate women. I don't hate women. I actually deeply cherish and love women. It's just for millennia, there is a reason why women were not in politics, because politics is messy, it's gritty, and it is war. And politics within a country, it's a proxy for violent warfare. And so women were not made to battle it out in the public square. They just weren't. And so when you get a bunch of women, and people are like, oh, Deborah in the Bible, you have Esther in the Bible, yes, but the exception does not disprove the norm. The exception actually proves the norm. And when you have so many women who are supposed to be at home taking care of their children are out here battling it out about very high profile cases and big controversies, and you know, it devolves into this.
Now, she voted against a resolution condemning.
Oh,
really?
do you want to go there, Attorney General? Do you want to go there? Are you serious?
Gentlemen,
talking about anti-Semitism to a woman who lost her grandfather in a Holocaust.
Your country.
It is just women yelling at each other and name calling at each other. You really want to go there about anti-Semitism? Wow, your anti-Semitism, it is so preposterous. It is so concerning. You want to go there about anti-Semitism? I'll tell you where I come from. Oh, jeez. It's unbelievable. The state of modern politics, everyone, and you wonder why nothing gets done.
Sir. Anyway, let's just forget about these satanic billionaire pedophiles running the world, and let's talk about some internet drama, shall we? Because that—
Wait, what did Shoe say there?
Your country, sir. Anyway, let's just forget about these satanic billionaire pedophiles running the world, and let's talk about some internet drama, shall we? Because that is what's really important. For a little over a decade now, the most inane things can get you called a racist or a Nazi on the internet, to the point where these words hold little to no meaning anymore. It's so bad that when someone is called a racist or a Nazi online, I'm immediately like, oh, what funny joke did they tell? But ladies and gentlemen, we have officially come to the—
That's so true. When someone is called a Nazi, because we've been called Nazis our whole lives for believing in basic traditional values or not being a left-wing lunatic, when I hear someone if someone is called a Nazi, my immediate inclination now is like, oh, this is probably a chill dude. This is probably a funny guy. He probably made a joke that was politically incorrect. He was racist. They call me a Nazi. I'm a Korean American immigrant. I'm a Korean immigrant who loves Korea. I love Koreans, but I love America. But because I love America and I want America to remain a Christian country and I believe in traditionalism, he's a Nazi. How am I a nationalist, socialist, workers' party, German, blah, 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 blah? Like, how? I have no attachment to Germany. Anyways, words have no meaning anymore, chat. Words have no meanings anymore. Yeah, it's like they call us Nazis for being pro-America. It's unbelievable. Speaking of Germany, what's up, Tyron from Germany? What's going on? But yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm just like not whatever. And I think this is a broader point, and we'll get back into reacting to this video, that so much of our modern day politics is trapped in the linguistics and framing of the past century. So if you look at a lot of our discourse surrounding Russia or China, it's so caught up in the Cold War. If you look at left-wing discourse regarding modern day contemporary politics, it's all World War II or slavery. It's like that's their only reference points. So the normie right wing, their only reference point in how to talk about politics today is the Cold War. The left wing, the only way they can contextualize and frame politics is Nazis in World War II and slavery in the 1800s. Like, that's the only way that they know how to talk about politics. But it's like, dude, we live in a completely different era with completely different problems. And then we're still caught up in these dialectics. And it's just frustrating because we can't actually have, I guess, high IQ, high level conversations. And it always just reduces down to, you're a freaking Nazi for being a normal conservative and not thinking that we should kill babies and trans children.
We're not saying anything also makes you a racist Nazi. For the few of you watching this channel who are employed, there's a very popular Twitch streamer
I'm not employed. Well, I technically am employed.
named Emiru. She's a cosplayer, just kind of a fun, chill, normie video game streamer. Well, the other day, someone in her chat asked her opinion about ICE, and this is what she had to say.
Like, there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators to, like, say their opinions on, like, important topics. I get that, right? But it's like, if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
In a world where it seems like every single
So true! Rare e-girl W. Rare e-girl dub. Okay? Sometimes you don't need to give your opinions on everything all the time. And especially if you don't know anything, it's okay. It's okay not to know something. It really is. Newsflash, it's okay not to be a political expert or LARP as a political expert on every single contentious political and cultural issue. So, rare e-girl dub from Emiru. Emiru had a solid take. Her only mistake was apologizing. Absolutely. There's no reason. Never apologize to the mob. Never. Because these mobsters, you only enable them by apologizing to them. But their outrage is completely unfounded and unnecessary.
Celebrity is just screaming their political takes completely unprompted. This was a refreshing thing to hear. Seems like a pretty sane, rational, inoffensive thing to say, right? Wrong. This short little clip where she ironically tried to avoid controversy ended up being one of the most controversial dramas this year. I feel like decades worth of news has happened in the past like 2 months, don't you? Every day there's like a breaking story of the most insane shit you've ever heard in your life. And everyone is expected to have a fully formed opinion on every single breaking story. There's pressure to react, to pick a side, to condemn, to defend. But the reality is when a story first breaks, we're usually not seeing the full picture. And that's why for years now, I have been using today's sponsor, Ground News.
So true. That's a great segment. All right, moving on from the ad. But that's so true. Honestly, sometimes if a news is breaking, you don't have to give your immediate opinion. And it's okay not to. It really is. But thus is the nature of the modern day content economy. You have to be the first to comment on something. And then those who first comment on something typically have, I guess, authority on it. Speed doesn't always equivocate to truthfulness, but alas, this is the world that we live in. That's how so many left-wingers get away with lying about Trump, about a lot of these race hoaxes and these controversies. They just make things up, and everyone just kind of believes it. And then by the time the truth catches up, no one cares. And they're already indoctrinated and brainwashed with lies. This is what happened with George Floyd. There are still people who think that George Floyd was targeted and killed by Derek Chauvin. It's insanity to me. It's insanity.
In this video, we are going to talk about the drama surrounding Emiru, the people trying to cancel her, the mistake the left is making by embracing cancel culture again. We're gonna read some insane, hilarious tweets, of course, and then we will talk about my personal experience with these people. And what do I mean by these people? I mean the cult of the Crybullies.
That's a great way to put it. The cult of the crybabies. Because these are babies in adult bodies that throw a temper tantrum like toddlers whenever anyone mildly disagrees with them. Truly, the cult of the crybabies. Crybullies. Crybullies, crybabies, same thing.
I'm sorry if I sound even more like a prepubescent boy in this video. I am a little bit sick, but I am here, slaving over a hot laptop. For you. If you guys saw my last video, you know I am quite critical of ICE. I don't think we should abolish them, of course, but I think it is good and healthy to criticize your government. I am a political culture war commentator. I talk about political topics often. People come to me to hear my political opinions. Not everybody wants to be a political YouTuber or
Yeah, she's like, she was funny. If every woman was like Shoe, I'd be like, okay, yeah, you can be in politics. She's pretty funny.
streamer. And not everybody wants to listen to a political YouTuber or streamer. Sometimes we just want to have fun and talk about other things. There are lots of other things to talk about. Sometimes we want to look at funny memes or watch funny videos without having politics shoved down our throat. So a lot of people
True.
thought it was really refreshing when
This is actually a very important point for everyone listening to, where politics is important because it shapes the world that we live in and it shapes society. But at the same time, it is so untenable to and unsustainable to continuously be consumed by it, which is why for me too, I love to unplug. I love to unplug, watch some anime, play some games. This is why we're gonna go back to our gaming streams, chat. And I like to spend time with my family, hang out with friends. Cause you need to. Because you can't be constantly fighting. You need repose. You need rest. So I want to encourage everyone not to always doom scroll, but to be able to unplug and spend time with the people in your family. Very important.
cosplay streamer was basically like, I don't want to talk about politics. Why are you coming to me for politics? It was a perfectly sane, rational opinion. So
True.
of course, like half the internet had a problem with it. It's just not that hard to say f ice. It's really not that hard to say f ice, to be honest. Is it so hard to just say f ice? It's really not hard to say f ice. Jesus Christ, how hard is it to just say f ice? How hard is it to just say f ice? How hard is it to just say f ice and move on? Oh my God. Just say f ice. It's not hard. Is it so hard to just say the line? Say the line. Say it. Jesus Christ, like at this point, even if Emiru did want to like abolish ice, even if she really did think f ice, she shouldn't say it. Like I wouldn't say it at this point because this is just like, this is creepy. This is like a horde of zombies chasing after you. Hey, it's
It really is. It's a horde of zombies. Say the line or else. Say the line. And this is exactly what they did with BLM. Say Black Lives Matter. And you saw all those videos. You saw all of those pictures coming out of mobsters, literally mobs surrounding people and saying, raise your hand in support of BLM. Say the line. Yubuken, thanks for the follow. Say it! And this is exactly what they're doing. It's not that hard. Just say it. Just say F-I. Say it. Say it. Why aren't you saying it? Say it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like NPCs, truly NPCs, they have the same exact line. And they repeat the same exact mantras, the same hackneyed slogans, and overused insults. That's literally how they operate. They operate like a freaking colony of insects.
actually super easy to stream and have opinions. I'll show you. F ICE, F Donald Trump and everyone in his administration, F Elon Musk, free Palestine, US is on stolen land built by stolen people, Luigi did nothing wrong, abortion is healthcare, leave trans people the F alone. These people literally just speak in bumper stickers, dude. Just like copy pasting the internet
Exactly what I'm saying. They literally speak in bumper stickers.
leftist starter pack. What the hell am I looking at? I hate the Reddit ass. Hey, it's super easy. It's crazy like 1,000 years ago, this dude's ancestors were hunting mammoths. And now he's on here like, men should not be speaking like this. I'm sorry. We need another war. The post that really seemed to kick this all off was made by Denims, the self-described largest female political streamer. Only because I don't stream, Denims. Only because I don't stream. Anyway, I don't have any like personal
Actually, if Shoe streamed, she'd probably be bigger than Denims. Easily. Shoe, you should stream. Why don't you stream? Well, I guess you're busy being a mother, so makes sense.
beef with Denims. This isn't like an own Denims video. We used to be kind of cool years ago, but she apparently has some opinions on Emiru, so let's hear her out. Never thought I'd see the day we'd be fence-sitting the modern Gestapo. First of all, she's not fence-sitting. She's just choosing not to talk about politics. Like, in order to fence-sit, you actually have to say something. She didn't even say anything. Like, how do you even know what her opinion is? Second of all, modern Gestapo? Why is everything the fucking Holocaust? It's totally normal to criticize ICE. It's totally understandable to have issues with the things they are doing. But modern Gestapo? Don't you guys get tired of this shit? Like, don't you guys get tired of saying, like, isn't this exhausting after a while? Everything is Nazis, everything is the Holocaust, everyone is Hitler. It's like nothing else bad ever happened in history. Like, what did they used to compare bad things to before World War II? Oh my God, you're literally Napoleon. Also, I love this racist.
So true! Why does everything have to be compared to the Holocaust and to Nazi Germany? Nazi Germany only existed for like 2 decades. 2 decades out of the thousands of years of history. And the reference point of left-wingers and leftoids is only Nazi Germany. Only. And this is how you know they don't know history at all. Their whole worldview revolves around slave owners in America and Nazi Germany for 2 decades. That's it. That's the only thing they know in history. They don't know anything else. That's why every single thing is compared to the Holocaust. Every single thing is compared to Nazis. Every single thing is compared to racism and slavery. Everything. And it's so tiresome. Like the discourse, the level of discourse today in modern day politics is so low IQ. It is so frustrating. Like, here, we could be actually building civilization. We'd probably have flying cars by now. But no, we're stuck with these leftoids, these morons who call everyone and everything Nazis. It's like, come on, man.
Chud. Like, where did the racism part, like, where did that come from? Listen, I don't get on camera and start talking about cars or math or taxes or investing or going outside or the plenty of other things I don't know about. I sit here and talk about the gender war and the culture war because I'm good at those things, and that's what people watch me for. That is my lane, and I say in it. Emiru likes what she's doing. Her audience likes what she's doing. There are plenty of other channels that will regurgitate your political takes back to you. Just turn on the TV. Turn on CNN. Most people, most normal people, are sick and tired of celebrities just, like, spewing their political takes completely unprompted. I don't care what Glub Shido thinks of politics, okay? Why does Glub Shido have to get on stage and start talking about how we're on stolen land or some shit? Why do you need your political opinions thrown up into your mouth by a celebrity like a...
It's because they don't care. They don't want to hear your opinion. They want to hear their opinion come out of your mouth. Because these are egotistical, egomaniacal maniacs. These are literal psychopaths. They're narcissists. They don't care about hearing other people. They don't actually care about understanding other people. When they say empathy, when they say compassion, when they say tolerance, these are all cudgels to beat you over the head into submission so that you would acquiesce and obey their every whim and everything that they want. They just want to hear their opinions come out of your mouths so that they have external validations for their insanity. That's all it is. Like, they don't actually care about hearing other people's opinions. When they ask questions, they're not actually asking questions. They want to hear their opinion come out of your mouth. They're not interested in getting to know you as a person. They don't care about what you think, what your background is, anything about you as a person. They're just there so that you would feed their ego. This is what Emiru has to understand. These people do not care about you. So there's no reason to appease them, nor to apologize to them. You have nothing to apologize for. Nothing. If you wronged them, of course, apologize if you have wronged a specific person or a specific group of people. If you have done harm to them, sure, why not? You did nothing wrong. And you only feed into their narcissistic impulses. These people are insane. They're insane. Truly, a cult. They're a cult of the Crybullies, the crybabies.
Fucking baby bird. Like, do you really want Sid...
Yo, wait, that was so funny. They're like baby birds, just need everything regurgitated back to them.
...stage and start talking about how we're on stolen land or some shit? Why do you need your political opinions thrown up into your mouth by a celebrity like a fucking baby bird? Like, do you really...
Oh, shoot, yo, that's gonna... The Gooners are gonna take that. And they're gonna roll with it. I don't even want to think about what the Gooners are gonna do with that. But anyways, moving on.
You want Sydney Sweeney throwing up in your mouth? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Please don't answer that.
She knows what she's doing. Shoe! Stop goon baiting. You know what you're doing. Oh my gosh, this girl Denim. Oh my gosh, an absolute insufferable twat. Truly.
She says, most streamers are not qualified to talk about politics. Okay, here's the thing, dude. You actually don't have to be qualified to talk about politics to say ICE. It's not that hard of a concept.
You actually don't have to know what you're talking about in order to just say the line. What? You should look...
Exactly. Because they are a brainwashed cult. They operate as essentially a mafia where they threaten you and want to destroy your lives. Just say the line. You don't have to know anything. Just say it. Just say it. Incredible. Truly incredible. It's not that hard. Just say F ICE. It's not that hard. It's such emotional gaslighting and guilt tripping. It's just, they literally operate in the worst ways possible. You take all the worst tendencies of people throughout all of history, you combine it all into one. It is the modern day left in America, in the West. They're degenerate, they're destructive, they're chaotic, they're psychotic. The worst, the absolute worst.
Look into a topic, do your own research, come to your own conclusion, and form your own opinion on the topic. You should not just blindly, mindlessly say the line.
You know who doesn't do political content? Cutie Cinderella. Cutie Cinderella literally never does political content. And even she's capable of saying ICE. What about Cinna? You don't have to be a political creator to recognize that it's not hard to say ICE.
You don't have to be a political content creator to say the line. All your other friends are saying the line, Emiru. Why aren't you saying the line, Emiru?
ICE. Okay, but unironically though, them. Straight up. Hey, them. Yeah, it's them, don't care, and if you don't like that I say that, it's you too. You know what I mean? It's really that easy for me, I'm telling you right now.
There's Emiru's roommate saying the line. Aren't we all proud of her? By the way, where are all her friends during all of this? Where are all her morally righteous, good guy, big streamer friends while this is all going down? While she's being dragged by by half of the internet for doing absolutely nothing wrong. This girl who literally just came out of an allegedly abusive relationship. This girl who literally just got assaulted, grabbed by some freak at a convention. Now this girl is going through all of this. I guess it's fine to be silent when your friend is getting dragged by half of the internet, but don't you dare stay silent about current thing. I don't even know this woman, and
That's why so many content creators and streamers are absolute scumbags. Like, they have no morals, they have no spine, no backbone, no actual grounding principles. All they care about is clout, fame, and money. Clout, fame, money, attention. That's all they care about. And so when their friend is being dragged through the mud, they don't want to take the heat. What if they come for me? Scumbags. Karegi, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for the follow. So, it is unbelievable. It's unbelievable how cowardly these people are. And they beat their chest about the current thing. They have no problem saying, oh yeah, it's not that hard. Say F ice, just say it. But then when their friend, their literal roommate, is being dragged through the internet by crazy internet activists, by these losers, by these narcissists, they're nowhere to be found. Because this is why, I have a lot of friends in the online space, but I try to have my closest friends, and it's a bit hard because I've lost friendships over my politics, but I try to have my closest friends be people who are not online and terminally online, because like I can spend time with them and not expect them to have to bat for me in the public square, but I know they got my back, you know what I mean? And when push comes to shove, I know my friends, my close friends, they've got my back. But if you're in content and if you're a public-facing figure, and it's just like everyone's a coward. Everyone's a coward. They don't want to take the heat. They don't want to take the brunt of the heat and to stick up for their friends. So it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how cowardly these people are. Oh yeah, absolutely. Emiru's female friends love when they could help her ruin her ex's life, but silent when it might make lefties mad. Yeah. And it was easy. It's easy to stand up for Emiru when she's being harassed, stalked by creepy guys, when her security guard fails her. That's easy because everyone left and right can be mad at that. But when the lefties come for her for not for having the wrong opinion, but for not expressing an opinion, did absolutely nothing wrong. Her friends are nowhere to be found. Scumbag friends.
I'm sticking my neck out for her because it pisses me off seeing this kind of shit happen to people who absolutely do not deserve it.
If you're above the age of 18, you should care about politics in your fucking country. You don't get to be like, well, I don't agree with this whole taxes thing, so I'm just not gonna pay for it. You can't say like, well, I'm just not gonna care about all this politics stuff.
When someone doesn't have an opinion on a political topic, people like you might get a little mad. When someone doesn't pay their taxes, the government comes and arrests them. Okay, so that's the difference between those things.
There's this weird idea in America especially where like you can just be an adult and be like, oh, I don't care about politics. What?
Honestly, Denims, the world would be a much better place if people like you didn't care about politics. Actually, the world would be a much better place if we went back to the norms of 70, 80 years ago, where most women didn't care about politics. Most women were not politically engaged. Because the female temperament, it is not fitted or suited for politics. It's not. And so actually, no, I disagree with you. Maybe there actually needs to be a lot more people who don't care about politics, especially people like you, who have insane opinions, who bully people on the internet for no reason, and are trying to actively destroy this country, destroy families, destroy marriages, destroy communities. Yeah, maybe we should have people like you actually not care about politics because you're insane. In general, I agree that more people should care about politics in general, as a general statement, because it is what shapes the world around you. Fine, sure. G.K. Chesterton said that, where religion and politics are the most important conversations to have. Yes, absolutely. And that's the majority of what I talk about in my private and public life. But at the same time, yeah, maybe people like you shouldn't care about politics because you're insane. And people who don't know anything about politics, yeah, like they shouldn't be politically engaged because you don't know anything. So maybe, yes, the founders had it right when they limited voting to a very small subsection of the population. Land-owning males who had a stake in the future of the country. So yes, it's good to be politically engaged. I believe that as a general rule. It's just I don't think people like Denims and the left-wing crazies on the internet should be politically engaged. In fact, I think a lot of them, especially the ones who don't even know what gender they are and going around and threatening people on the internet, yeah, they should be in mental asylums. They should. They need help. They are not well.
Many people, most people, do not care that much about politics. I know to you and me that's like mind-blowing, that's like unfathomable, because our whole life is politics, our job is politics, like I get it. But most people's lives do not revolve around politics. They do other things other than fight with strangers online. Crazy, I know. But man, do I envy them. I was so much happier before I knew. Sadly, it is getting harder.
So true. So true. It's ignorance truly is bliss. I was a lot chiller, a lot happier when I didn't really care about politics. I didn't understand politics. But then once you realize, it's like, frick, knowledge is pain, man. Knowledge is pain. So yeah, I would rather be just chilling, hanging out, not worrying about politics. But the reality is, I got thrust into this, and I'm here for some reason, so.
And harder for the average person to not care about politics because politics is seeping into literally everything. Politics will be bending you over and spreading your cheeks and going in dry whether you want it or not. And unfortunately, the people who are like, I just want to be left alone, are the people who are the most f***ed by politics. Also, more importantly, Emiru wasn't saying that she doesn't care about politics. She was saying she didn't want to talk about politics. I feel like that is a huge difference. I care a lot about like skincare, but I don't get on here and talk about like peptides and collagen to my audience because they don't give a shit. They're here to watch me say feminism is doo-doo and make silly little faces at the camera. Yeah, you like that shit? I hate.
Shoe, stop it! You're goop baiting everyone. She knows exactly what she's doing.
When grown women don't have a mind of their own. You are 28 years old. Please develop a mind of your own. All she does is pander to anime gooner men. No mind of her own. I never liked Emiru, so finding out she's stupid and doesn't have a mind of her own is nice. The audacity! If she didn't have a mind of her own, she would have mindlessly parroted the shit you want her to say. She would have mindlessly just been like, F Ice. If Emiru came out and was like, actually, I think Ice is doing a fine job, do you think they'd be like, ah yes, she has a mind of her own? No, absolutely not. They are not angry that she doesn't have an opinion. They are angry that she doesn't have their opinion. The absolute audacity to say that
100%.
This woman doesn't have a mind of her own while thousands of you people swarm her like drones, barking orders at her to say the line. You guys literally operate like the fucking Borg. So what I'm gathering is that Emiru is a grown woman who acts like a frail, silly little girl to entertain fat, dirty, incel, Asian fetisher weirdos and is okay with that but draws the line at saying Ice is bad. Emiru and Asmon's audience are the same. Incels love Emiru because she confirms the image of the anime bimbo stereotype that incels worship. She definitely cultivated an audience who, in the end of all things, are reactionary. She appeals to violent racists who fetishize Asian women. What the f is this Asian fetish thing? Are they just saying this because she's fucking Asian? Like, I'm trying to find a clip of Emiru saying sucky sucky $5 or something, but it doesn't exist. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's not a coincidence that she answered the question this way, and that her fan base consists heavily on Asian fetishes. I don't know where this is coming from. And the woman saying this is literally an OnlyFans, like an Asian OnlyFans model. Like, I'm sorry, are you really the person to be talking about fetishization here? The most insane part of all of this had to be when her ex-boyfriend, her allegedly abusive ex-boyfriend, posted his own Ice in the middle of his ex-girlfriend being canceled for not saying that. Like, how fucking petty do you have to be to subtweet your ex like that? Another character in
So unbelievable. Now, it's you know, there. If you ever tune into what whores say on the internet, especially Asian ones, they complain. This is literally. I do not understand this, chat. Asian prostitutes, Asian porn stars, Asian whores, like that one. And I've seen other tweets too from them that they complain about Asian fetishization. You make porn! What are you talking about? You sell pictures and videos of yourself naked and being rammed by multiple dudes on the internet, and you're complaining about Asian fetishization? What are you talking about? You are literally contributing to it. You are the last person who has any right to talk about the fetishization of Asian women and how that's a problem. Here's the thing. Do I think it's a problem? Yes, I do. I think the fetishization of Asian women is a problem. I say that as an Asian man. And the reason why it's a problem is because a lot of the times Asian women are just, they're fetishized, and then they get into marriages where their husband is rotted, their brain is porn rotted. And then so they don't see their wife as a wife in the way a husband truly should. They see them as an object. And so, yes, you should love your wives well, even in, you know, the sexual way. But yes, the fetishization is a problem. And in an era, especially when Asian birth rates are in the gutter, especially in Korea, I want to see more Korean babies. And if non-Koreans keep taking away Asian women, Korean people are going to cease to exist. So, do I think the fetishization of Asian women is a problem? Yes, absolutely. It also results in a lot of sexual assault and a lot of real-world consequences. So it is a problem, yes. But prostitutes, porn stars are the last people who have any right to complain about this issue. You literally make money. Your whole career is based off fetishizing yourself to men on the internet. It is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I don't understand. I really don't understand. It's the same mentality where all these boba libs, these Asian boba libs, they talk about how proud they are to be an Asian. I'm so proud to be Korean. My Korean heritage, my Chinese heritage, my Vietnamese heritage. And then in the same vein, they have no problem crapping on people, native people in their home country. They have no problem barking up about how racist and misogynistic and backwards Korea is. They have no problem saying how terrible Japanese people are. But you're proud? Oh, I'm so proud to be Korean. I'm so proud to be Asian. What? Like, shouldn't you be defending your people that you're proud to be a part of? Like, Asian leftists are completely brain rotted. They are retarded. And we need to reclaim all the parts of Asianness from these boba libs, because they are, I truly believe this, clinically retarded, or they are just cowards and NPCs who don't know what they're talking about. But yeah, it's so insane. It's so insane.
Involved in all this is former booby streamer Casey0n.
It reminds me of whenever Emiru started wearing a cowboy hat, because that's whenever she started going like full Nazi, basically. She started wearing the cowboy hat. It's like whenever these Texas...
Wearing a Nazi hat makes you a Nazi hat. Sorry. Wearing a cowboy hat makes you a Nazi now? What world are we living in? Oh my gosh. This woman, Casey0n. Oh my gosh.
Girls in like these Austin, Texas streamer circles start wearing cowboy hats. That's whenever you gotta watch out.
A woman in Texas wearing a cowboy hat? Lord, take me out. Take me out back. Behind the shed, put me out of my misery if I ever become this politically brain rotted. Holy shit.
Like, you know that she probably has like weird incels donating her hundreds of dollars. It's because, like, in my opinion, like, it's all a facade to appeal to the worst type of men. Because like really misogynistic, shitty incel like men, they like a woman that doesn't have any opinions. I think that she also plays into how a lot of incels will fetishize Asian women.
Casey0n. You are the reason why we want less women speaking their minds and having less opinions. Hello? Hello? You're the reason. If women like you weren't so brain rotted and so insufferable and so just, oh, it's just so slimy and narcissistic, men would not have a problem with women voicing their opinions. The problem is the majority of women like you, left-wing women, are so insufferable. You don't want to hear lectures and constant bashing over the head about say the line, agree with me or else you're a Nazi and we need to destroy your lives. Like, we're so tired of that. We're tired. And so yeah, maybe you should have less opinions, because your opinions are destroying people, is defaming people, is slandering people, and is literally wrecking society.
Her whole platform is just like appealing to like the worst fucking men. She's like basically like, she's like a pick-me for like incel freaks.
This fucking pick-me shit, dude. It's gonna be the death of me. Before making this video, I watched a bunch of Emiru stuff, and I saw no signs of like pick-me behavior at all. At least with some streamers or some YouTubers. People could be like, oh, they criticize women, so they're trying to be like one of the good ones, and they're a pick-me. Like, okay, sure, like, that's retarded. We all know that's retarded. But at least I can like kind of see how is Emiru a pick-me? She doesn't even do that shit. Like, where's the pick-me thing coming from? No, really though, what makes her a pick-me and not the booby streamer or OnlyFans models calling her a pick-me? You are literally selling your body for men to consume. If men do not pick pictures of your ass, you can't pay rent. There's no bigger pick-me on earth than a fucking porn star.
Such a good point. Such a good point. Literally. Like, they are the quintessential pick-me's from the worst kinds of people on the internet. But no, apparently for Emiru, she's the pick-me for all the incels of the worst kind of men on the internet. But the OnlyFans models, the prostitutes, the ones who sell their bodies on the internet, they're not a pick-me. Of course not, because most of these OnlyFans models, they agree with the leftists. Why? Because leftism distilled is just degeneracy. That's all it is degeneracy and psychosis. That's all it is. That is what modern leftism is.
And me. I don't care about being called a pick-me. I've been doing this for over a decade now. I'm used to it. I've been called it thousands of times. I'm a 35-year-old married mother. I do not give a shit. I do care, however, when other women are called pick-me for the crime of not following a hive mind. I see it so often in like the VTuber community. Like all these VTuber anime women will be called pick-me's for just saying their opinions. You have to understand, like, to these people, whenever a woman has like an opinion that is not like the corporate HR approved opinion of the week, whenever a woman doesn't toe the line of the current thing, in this case, whenever a woman doesn't say anything, she's called a pick-me. You know, she just must have these opinions for men. No other reason. Every woman is secretly a big progressive progressive feminist. And if they're not, they're just doing it for male attention. Because I'm sure someone who looks like this is really starving for male attention.
And then in my opinion, it's like she's not entertaining whatsoever. She's like, I would literally rather watch paint dry.
So true, because you know what is far more entertaining than a cute, high-energy cosplay streamer reacting to memes? This. This is way more entertaining. And if you don't agree, you're just like an incel. Okay, bitch. Eventually, after a few days of being dogpiled by the most annoying people on Earth, Emiru came out with a statement.
Hello, it's very rare I will speak my mind, but I'd rather get my thoughts out there, so apologies if this is long. There's a clip from my stream that's been circulating a lot, so I'd like to explain it for anyone who was hurt or shocked by it. It should go without saying that no one deserves to live their life in fear of being killed or taken away from their homes or families, regardless of who is doing it, but especially not because of ICE or any other government agency. I understand the world is a very cruel and messed up place. You don't have to study politics or actively read the news to know that. I would never want to invalidate anyone who struggles with those things, and an agency causing fear and suffering deserves zero support. To me, that's not even political, it's basic human empathy.
Now, I thought that statement was perfectly fine. My issue with it is, she didn't have to make it.
Yeah. I mean, I disagree with the statement at all in the first place, but she didn't have to make it. You have nothing to apologize for.
She was basically forced to come out and say her opinion. So did these freaks finally back off once Emiru made her opinion about ICE clearer? No. Of course not.
Nazi response. TLDR, go f yourself in your PR apology. And there it is. Of fucking course she's another dumb c. Girl, we are not as dumb as you look. You're still a racist chud, but continue to enjoy the money you get from your incel audience because they're disgusting, just like you. All I hear is, I support Israel and my name is Emiru. Wait, what? Where the f did Israel come from? What? I don't like to talk about politics equals I'm a Nazi and I'm ashamed of my opinions. Everyone knows what's up. She's a fascist in disguise and is squirming. Emiru, you are garbage Nazi-loving c. You got orange around your mouth. Say F you, ass Mengold. If you're neutral, oh wait, if you're neutral, you might as well say you're MAGA. Stand for something, ho. That's what Trump wants, for everyone to be quiet about it. The idea of get off the internet is so f***ing ignorant. This dumb c*** needs to shut her f***ing mouth. Thank God her downfall is happening.
Man. Jeez, these male feminists are infinitely worse than the worst racist incel chuds on the internet. So truly, like people say, oh, look at these groypers, how much they hate women. Dude, this is literally what male feminists are saying. This is what male feminists, male leftists are saying to normal, wholesome girls like Emiru. And I'm not even the biggest fan of Emiru, but it's like, dude, this is what they're saying. This dumb, I don't even know if I can say that, needs to shut her effing mouth. Jeez, man. Jeez.
The idea of get off the internet is so f***ing ignorant. This dumb c*** needs to shut her f***ing mouth. Thank God her downfall is happening. I've been hating on her since—
Here's the thing, chat. Here's the thing, okay? Look, I've ragged on women on the internet for sure because women have their own problems. Yes, men have their problems too. I rag on men all the time. But the thing is, I have never called a woman this ever. Online or in person. Ever. I never would. Because I'm not that kind of guy. But then I'm called misogynistic. I'm called a sexist. But male feminists like this scumbag who calls her a dumb cunt and needs to shut her effing mouth. Oh yeah, he's just fighting for the cause. He's one of us. He is tolerant and loving and empathetic. Give me a break, dude. Seriously? Seriously? This is why everyone watching this, you cannot and should not care about what these psychotic imbeciles say on the internet. They are truly motivated by, influenced by, or even possessed by demons. This is spiritual warfare. There's no way in God's green earth that you can say this so blatantly and so brazenly and in the same vein say that you are loving, compassionate, tolerant, and empathetic. There's no way. There's no way unless you are literally being led by demonic forces. This is spiritual warfare, and this is what Christians and people all around the world need to understand. It has gotten to this level because Christians have abdicated the public square and have become insular in their life. We gotta go. We need to go out and put these people in their place. Okay, tell them no, you are not gonna act like a crazy person, and we have to destroy these people's ideology. 100%, 100%. Unbelievable, man. It's so crazy to me. It is so crazy to me that they just get away with this.
Needs to shut her f***ing mouth. Thank God her downfall is happening. I've been hating on her since day one and knew something was off about her. Not a good statement. She implicitly disavowed ICE, but not so much the actual Trump admin.
Yeah, you disavowed ICE, but what about the whole Trump administration? They're like literally the mouse from If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. I was like reading that book to my toddler the other day and I was like, oh my God, this is literally Twitter.
Literally left-wingers on Twitter.
You cannot give them an inch, dude.
Of course are incel fans swooping in to protect a poor little 28-year-old.
Ah yes, incels. Known for defending women online. What? What the f does the word incel even mean anymore? Does it just mean man now? It just means man. Man I do not like.
I had no idea this was—
Yeah, and these words lose their meaning. Incel just means a dude. Just means men. Incels just means men who aren't avowed left-wing lunatics. Nazi means conservative, normal person who doesn't buy into all the trans and the abortion and the crazy nonsense and the race hustling nonsense. Misogynist just means a man who believes in traditional values or a woman who believes in traditional values. Like, these words don't mean anything anymore. They're just thrown at you constantly. They lost all their meaning. And so, yeah, people called me an incel too, and I'm like, dude, I'm not an incel. Like, what are you talking about? I don't disclose my personal life very much, but I have quite the dating history. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I am pretty, I wouldn't say super popular with the girls. I'm not gonna, you know, gas myself up that much, but I am pretty well liked among women in my life. Let's just say that, okay? And so, like, these words don't mean anything anymore. And just because I believe in traditionalism and conservative values regarding social and political issues, you're an incel. You're an incel. I'm actually not an incel.
A thing until yesterday. How come no one told me Emiru low-key a femcel?
Femcel! Emiru's a femcel! Oh my Do people just not know what words mean anymore? How are they coming to these conclusions?
I mean, have you looked at her? I mean, look at her. Look at her. Just look at her. Look at her.
Yeah, sorry, I don't see it. I think you guys just might be mentally ill.
We need to do something about these male-centered women.
Okay, first of all, nothing is more male-centered than centering your life around hating men. Men just live rent-free in your fucking head. Take it up with God.
So
go to
true.
therapy. Do literally anything else than make it our problem.
So true.
Her, and especially her bestie Asmongold. I hope they get kirked. 30-year-old woman too scared to say guys.
Then make it our problem.
Her.
See, this is what I'm talking about. And this is not niche chat. There are tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people who constantly say this on the internet that I hope they get kirked. I hope you get kirked. I hope this guy gets kirked. Like, do you guys understand what we're dealing with now? Do you understand what you're dealing with, what we're dealing with? We're dealing with demons. Like, I don't say that to dehumanize people by any means, but this is not how normal people act in civilized society, where they constantly wish for your death, for you to be brutally murdered. And for Emiru, who isn't even a right-winger, that they want her to be killed for saying what? For saying nothing, and then when she apologizes, they still want her to die. That's what we're dealing with, guys. We're not dealing with just a difference in politics. With these kind of people, we cannot agree to disagree, because these people are not only an existential threat to the country, they're an existential threat to you and your family. It's absolutely nuts. It's nuts what we're dealing with. We are not dealing with normal, sane people. These people should all be locked up, or they should be shoved into mental asylums. These people are not okay. Truly, they are possessed by demons. They are morphing into demons, and they are so proud of it. It is unbelievable how brazenly proud they are about saying garbage like this and wishing death upon people. It's absolutely bonkers. No, truly, it's bonkers. And people need to wake up to realize this is what we're dealing with. And the radicalization that's happening online for left-wingers, it is an absolute concern. It's an absolute national security threat. It's insane. It's insane.
Especially her bestie Asmongold. I hope they get kirked. 30-year-old woman too scared to say guys to keep her incel audience happy. Let's hope she gets abused again. Couldn't happen to a better person.
Oh my gosh, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
30-year-old woman.
They want her to get abused. Like, they want, how are we, the misogynists and the sexists, for wanting to protect women from being raped, abused, and killed? Oh, but these people, the side of tolerance, empathy, love, they literally wish death and abuse and rape upon women who don't completely align with them. And it's not even right-wing women like Emiru, who refuse to say anything. And even after her apology, they still want her to be abused and killed. We can't share a country with these people, Chad. We can't. They're absolutely insane.
And too scared to say guys to keep her incel audience happy. Let's hope she gets abused again. Couldn't happen to a better person. Next time this is assaulted, I'm gonna laugh and laugh. Her and guys, and you if you support this. Emiru deserved what Misgift did to her. Emiru for support.
Jeez, man. Like, it's so insane if you really think about it. They're pissed. They're pissed that Emiru is not pledging her full allegiance and undying loyalty to fraudsters and illegal aliens who come in and defraud the American people, who kill and hurt American children. You need to die. That's what they say. They're saying you need to die if you don't agree and you don't stand alongside 100% with these illegal migrants. And the reason is, oh, we got to be loving. And chat, I don't know. I just, this is like one of the most, like when you realize what these people are thinking, it just completely radicalizes you. And not in the way of like, oh my gosh, like we're gonna go and do what the left is doing exactly, but in the way of you realize what we're dealing with. We're dealing with demons.
Supporting ICE. I genuinely hope this bitch gets. Oh, okay. I reported that one, but misgifted to her. Emiru for supporting ICE. I genuinely.
Oh my gosh. See, that's what I'm saying. I genuinely hope this B word gets graped at her next meetup. I might hate these apolitical ooh-woo women more than actual Nazis. Gosh, dude. Say what you will about me, chat. Say what you will about conservatives and Christian nationalists and all that stuff. I will never, ever wish this upon anyone. Never, never. But apparently, if you don't support ICE, it's fine. It's fine to say this. It's absolutely bonkers.
I hope this bitch gets. Oh, okay. I reported that one. Holy shit. What is wrong with these people?
See, you don't understand. I'm good guy, which makes it okay for me to say up things about bad guy. You think saying that to someone is up? Well, you should be abused too, because you're probably also bad guy. It's called being on the right side of history, chud. Look it up.
Nazis deserve death, and silence is compliance.
May I just remind the audience that this is what she said.
If you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
Ladies and gentlemen, a Nazi that deserves death. What?
After making her terrible statement full of lies, Emiru decided to follow right-wing grifter Shoe0nHead. Of course, Emiru is now following a fellow pathetic pick-me for being quiet about ICE. They both don't want to piss off their 100% right-wing gooner fanbase.
For the record, my fanbase is probably like 70% right-wing and 80% gooner. Okay, but for some reason, they didn't mind when I came out and harshly criticized ICE in my last video. Yes, some disagreed, but for the most part, they didn't care. As long as you aren't preaching from an ivory tower with no nuance, rhyme, or reason, people don't care. I'll say some shit like, we should decommodify housing, and the right-wingers in my audience are just like, okay, call me mommy. These people cannot
call me mommy. Here's the thing. Shoe0nHead, I don't agree with her economics, right? She's a socialist. But I'm willing to talk to her because she still has the same end goal. She loves America. She loves people. She wants communities to thrive. She wants families to be together. She hates the rampant commodification of natural family functions. She hates the materialism, the consumerism that has completely taken over the first world. She hates all these things. I'm like, dude, I agree with you. Let's look for a solution together. And yes, I might disagree with you completely commodifying housing, but I'm willing to have a conversation. And she's willing to have a conversation because, why? She and I don't want each other dead because we mildly disagree. And that's the difference. That's literally the difference between left and right today. That the left wants to completely destroy everything good, and the right wants to preserve that which is good. We just disagree on how to get there.
A universe where people just disagree. Oh, you're just scared. You don't upset your chud audience. I upset my chud audience every goddamn day. You're the ones terrified of your own fucking cult. God forbid you only agree with 99% of the hive mind approved opinions. God have mercy on your soul. I do not envy you. Once you bend the knee to these people, once you apologize or capitulate, it's over. These people don't actually want an apology. They want to humiliate you. They want to drag you down. At the end of the day, they have found a socially acceptable way to bully people. That's what this is. A lot of people in response to Emiru's statement were like, why did you apologize to the mob? You know, you bent the knee, you're a coward. And honestly, people don't realize how insane it can get. These people, the cult of the crybully, they come in swarms, they get in your head, they prey on your empathy, they isolate you from your friends, they make you feel like a terrible person for having milquetoast normal ass opinions, or in this case, no opinion. And when you are someone who is not used to dealing with these types of people, or you are someone in like a vulnerable state of mind, it is very easy for these cult-like tactics to work. This shit works especially well with women in particular, not to be sexist, but it's just true. Honestly, you know, now that I think about it, the only people who are immune to this are like autistic people. I swear to God, people on the spectrum are immune to the crybully tactics. What happened is Emiru just saw like a shit ton of people who were mad at her, and she wanted to do the correct thing. Unfortunately, this is just gonna make it worse. And they're moving on to one of their favorite tactics.
The big question in everyone's mind is, well, are you still friends with Asmongold?
While it is appreciated that you are taking a stand and clarifying the clip, you do continue to be vague about how deep your associations with Asmon are. So hopefully you've cut ties with that hate-mongering Nazi troll Asmon, right? Glad you made this and owned up to it, but you're still friends with Asmongold, so it doesn't read as earnest. Almost a decent explanation. But the elephant in the room is that your friendship with Asmongold is holding this back from seeming sincere.
See, this thing, I'm just so sick of the guilt by association garbage. This is the guilt by association garbage. And if you guys saw, I met Marcus Brownlee, MKBHD, last week, and just because I took a selfie with him, and then he replied on Twitter, "It was great to meet you." They were bombarding him. They were bombarding him with saying, "How could you? Do you know this guy's a racist? How could you? I didn't know you're okay with racism, Marcus Brownlee. And then they forced him to delete the tweet. Like the guilt by association garbage. Oh, God forbid you say it was nice to meet you to a right-wing person. And these people don't care. They demand total compliance from everyone, from you and your friends and your immediate circle and your family. They want total compliance from everyone. And anything short of that is literally justifiable reason for them to destroy your life. It's so, and no matter what you say, it won't work. And no matter what you say, unless you have 100% total compliance to their cult. They can accuse me, you hate black people. I can say all the time, I don't hate black people. I actually love all people. I don't hate certain groups of people. I actually want the best for them. I actually want black people to stop committing crime, to stop having fatherlessness, for them to live, I congratulated Kai Cenat when he started to read, because I'm like, hey, someone trying to better themselves is actually very commendable, and this is a positive role model to young black guys who for so long have had the worst role models in the black community in America. Now they're gonna be inspired to want to read. It's a good thing. Oh yeah, but they'll totally ignore that. They actually don't care about that. They'll just say, oh, you're just using that in order to lie and gaslight your audience. Like, no matter what you say, if you're not completely 100% aligned with their cause and subjugated to their every whim, they will destroy your life. It's so insane. It's so insane. This is why for these people, we just have to literally drive them out of society, ostracize them, and shove them to mental asylums. Because there is literally no net benefit to having these people have a voice on the internet and to be active members and participating members of society. They are an active threat to you and your family, to our communities, to our way of life. And if it's truly motivated by mental illness or brokenness, they need counseling, they need help, they need therapy, but we can't have them have not only the same voice as us, but the same amount of political power. These people vote. We can't have that. We can't have that.
Okay, now what about your best friend Asmongold? Denounce Asmon or I'm not taking this seriously. You're friends with Assmold.
That's kind of funny.
Assmold?
I'm pretty sure she's still friends with Asmongold.
Now, whatever you think of Asmongold, he is friends with Emiru. They are friends, even though they disagree with each other. Crazy, right?
I literally said, like, I don't agree with the things he says. Like, what do y'all want me to do? Like, fucking shoot him on stream?
Yes, that is what they want you to do. Yes.
Yes, that's actually what they want him to do. That they want her to do. And they cannot conceptualize this idea, and we'll talk about this later in the stream regarding Alyssa Liu. They cannot conceptualize how normal people can be friends with someone and not 100% agree with them on every single damn topic. They can't conceptualize it because they are narcissists. They're egomaniacs. Everything has to align with them. Everything has to validate them. That's the world that they live in.
Around 2018, I was facing nearly daily harassment for being friends with someone who was on the right. Hundreds of people were on my ass like every day. They were calling my job. They got emails of my family members. It was like nonstop. Now, this person was a good friend of mine, but in order to get all these people off my back, I did probably the cringiest thing ever, and I publicly disavowed her. Publicly disavowed a friend of mine over political differences. Now, for those of you who are new here, that sounds like something I would never do, but I did it. I bent the knee to a faceless mob of people who hate me. And in return, I received nothing. The harassment didn't stop, the hate didn't stop. Well, needless to say, karma is real, and the same thing happened to me years later. I was publicly disavowed by friends over political differences. This story ultimately does have a good ending. Me and my friend from 2018, we made up years ago, but looking back on all this in 2026 is extremely embarrassing. And if I knew what I knew now, I would have just told those people to go f themselves. But in the moment, it's incredibly stressful, and you just kind of want it all to stop, and you will do whatever you can to make it stop. So I understand why Emiru came out and made a statement. I just really hope she doesn't wind up disavowing friends over political differences like I did. It was a huge mistake, and it is not worth it, because you're going to find yourself surrounded by people who see you as a temporary ally and not a real friend. Don't get me wrong, I'm not
And that's why people always say to me, disavow this person, disavow that person. No, I won't. I won't actually, because I am not beholden to faceless strangers on the internet who don't know me, who I don't have a relationship with. I am not beholden to any crazy mob, okay? I'm not. I value the relationships in my life. I value the friendships. And even the friends that I have within the online sphere, I consider them friends. I don't just consider them tools or temporary alliances in order to get what I want. Like, I consider them human beings. They are people in my life who I have a relationship with. So screw you. Like, if you tell me to disavow people, my friends, because I disagree with them, screw you. Screw you, because I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna bend the knee. I am not gonna do that. Okay. And if someone is caught in deep, serious corruption and deep serious sin, I will call that person out to their face, and I will call them out directly. I will not call them out to appease a mob. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Because I know what it feels like to have your back stabbed by people who are scared, okay, of the hate mob. They're scared of being associated with me. It sucks. It sucks. The amount of times I've had people who I had good relationships with stab me in the back, abandon me, good friends, because I'm right-wing. Without even any explanation, with no conversation. It is such a terrible douchebag thing to do. I would not do it, and I definitely would never do it for faceless strangers and the faceless mob on the internet. Never do it. And anyone in the chat, you shouldn't either, because loyalty is a virtue. Loyalty is a virtue. Friendship requires sacrifice and being there for your friend in the rough patches. And most people don't want to. Most people today are cowards. Most people today don't want to see it through thick and thin with their friends, because their friendships are all what? Due to convenience, and they exist to benefit oneself instead of having that friendship as a result of wanting the best for the other person. So, you know, if I ever encourage you guys to do anything, may it be this: is to be loyal to your family, to be loyal to your friends. And it sucks because, yes, in this world, this crappy world that we live in, we are gonna be backstabbed. We are gonna be betrayed. We are gonna have people abandon us in our lives, but praise God for his mercy and praise God for suffering, because God uses that to strengthen us. God uses that to push us further to what he's called us to do. So, but just because other people backstab and abandon doesn't mean that we have to, and we shouldn't. We should be people who aspire to virtue and aspire to be loyal people in our families, in our communities, and in our country. To be loyal to God, to be loyal to our families, to be loyal to our friends, to be loyal to this nation. Loyalty is a lost virtue, and we need to reclaim it as the right. And if the right wing does not know loyalty, then we will not see a world where loyalty is praised. And in actuality, we'll continue to see loyalty be replaced by convenience. That courage will be replaced by cowardice. I don't want to live in a world like that. I don't.
A never apologize person. You should apologize if you actually do something wrong, if you actually wronged someone. But you shouldn't apologize to like a nebulous, faceless mob of people while facing down a barrel of a gun.
There is nothing that she could say and no amount of money she could donate that could convince me she's not a soulless ghoul like all the men she's happily surrounded herself with for years.
There's nothing you could ever do to please these people.
The irony of Casey Tron saying that as she talks like, you know, Emiru, she's just like an incel. Like, she just goon baits an incel audience who have Asian fetishes, and she is such a racist chud. She's a Nazi. The irony of her saying that Emiru's soulless while talking like that, incredible. Incredible!
So why bother? They will not be happy until you kill yourself, and even then they will dance on your grave. And I know, like, with everything going on right now, like, is this really a video about cancel culture in 2026? And it's like, yeah, I don't know. First of all, you should expect that. You clicked on a Shoe0nHead video. But second of all, yeah, I feel like this is kind of important to talk about. I feel like this type of thing is part of the reason we are where we are right now. This type of stuff drives people away from the left, and more importantly than that, it's just evil. I saw some leftists covering Emiru being canceled, and they were like, the cultural shift is here. Woke 2.0, we don't play around, we're mean now. Woke 2.0? Because woke 1.0 worked out so well for you guys in the country, right? You're supposed to learn from your mistakes, not double down and get worse. I don't know how you can look at the last 10 years and be like, we have got to get more annoying. Like, what are you doing? Attacking normie streamers for not wanting to be involved in political discourse? Also, I feel like this goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm not smearing, like, the left as a whole, okay? This isn't fucking Fox News. This isn't the Nuxanor channel. I'm well aware there are plenty of left-wing people, especially in my audience, who feel the same way I do. I'm talking about a certain faction of the mostly online left. I was about to say—
yeah, but it's mainstream, Shoe, so just call it what it is, all right? Shoe, you are considered right-wing now. You're a freaking socialist, but you're considered right-wing because you don't agree with the cult. Okay, just call it what it is. Just call it what it is.
It's like a loud minority, but I don't even think it's a minority anymore. I think it's like a majority. Like, I feel like I'm one of the only ones like holding down the fort. Like, me and
exactly. Yes. You are a majority. You are the minority. Sorry, and the majority are these soulless ghouls who go after you all the time.
And every day I'm called a right-wing grifter for being like, hey, maybe we can focus on the issues that like actually affect the working class, you know, things that actually help people, not stupid fucking shit like going after e-girl cosplay streamers. Like, can we just get back to the fact that we are all being ruled by satanic billionaire pedophiles who may or may not be eating children, please? Thank you. In conclusion, Emiru did nothing wrong. People are tired of having politics shoved down their throat, and you don't need to speak about things you don't want to speak about. You don't have to do that. You don't have to say the line, actually. This is mass psychosis, rivaling on 2020. These people are trying to socially ostracize this woman for not putting like a black square on her Instagram. They're just mad at Emiru for not doing like the ice bucket challenge or some shit. Like that's basically what is happening here. If you are going to streamers for political information, you are cooked. If you are going to Shoe0nHead for political information, you are deep fried. So that was that little video. If you like my yapping, please subscribe, and if you can, donate to my Patreon down below. It really helps the channel out, and I appreciate it so much. And I will see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye!
All right, so great Shoe0nHead video. I agree with her on a lot of this. Of course, don't agree with her on everything, but it's the way that these people operate. It is so demonic. It is so cruel. It's unbelievable. The cowboy hat was gifted to her, and she wore it because she was playing Red Dead Redemption 2 at the time. Okay, so she was cosplaying. That's why she was wearing a cowboy hat. And because she wore a cowboy hat, she's a Nazi now. Yeah, this person said this. This is true. They didn't want to hear Emiru's opinion. They want to hear their opinion come out of Emiru's mouth. They speak in bumper stickers. I have to remember this one. Yep. You don't have to be informed to have an opinion. And that explains Denim's whole channel. So true. Your boos mean nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer. And that's what you have to really understand, chat. That the things that make the left cheer, this was the biggest moment for, I think, for many people, was the death of Charlie Kirk. As much as you can disagree with him, as much as he was memed on, what happened to him was a tragedy. It was awful. It was horrendous. It was an atrocity. But look at how the left cheered. So if they're cheering for that, their boos mean nothing. Literally, their emotional guilt tripping and their emotional blackmail, their moral posturing, their virtue signaling, it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. Because what makes them cheer? What makes them cheer? It's the death of people who are on the right. So their boos mean nothing. Their boos mean nothing. So I said this in response to this. When was this? This was 2.5 weeks ago, actually. But I said this, she's right in the response to how she said, yeah, like, if you need a streamer who doesn't know anything about politics, tell you about politics, you probably should just get off the internet. She's true. She's right, and it's true. She's right, and hysterical leftoids having meltdowns because Emiru won't fully kneel to their latest retarded current thing proves it. They've never been about tolerance or empathy. They're psychotic bullies who only want total domination. Mask off every day. Every day, mask off. And the fact that there are still people, mostly women, who think that the left is the side of empathy and tolerance. But, you know, I don't agree with the left on everything, but at least they're not like bullies and mean like the right is. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Seriously? And there are people who still believe this. It's insanity. And so here's her, you know, huge, long apology, 9.5 million views. And I said this in response, apologizing when you did nothing wrong was a mistake. Look at the replies to your post. The outrage mob will not be satisfied with your apology, and they will continue to devour you as they make you bend the knee over and over again. Also, if you say you hate the abuse of children, you should support ICE. ICE arrests tens of thousands of child traffickers and child sex offenders every year. So true. ICE agents are patriots. We should fund ICE even more. Deport the sex offenders, deport the rapists, deport the traffickers. Maybe not deport them actually. Maybe have a different consequence for them, which regards them not being alive anymore. Because these are the worst of society who come in and completely game the system. They hurt and harm children. So Emiru here was talking about how she hates the abuse of children. Right here, in the creator, in LA and Texas, not abuse nor pedophilia. So I hate child abuse. So yeah, if you hate child abuse, you should support ICE, Emiru. You should support ICE because they do a lot to protect children. There's that one hoax that they had, right, of that little Latino kid who was isolated from his family, and they're saying, oh, ICE is capturing children now and separating a little young boy from his dad. No! His dad was actually putting him in harm's way, and the ICE agents were protecting the son. And there's still women and people on the internet who believe the story because, like I said earlier, breaking news, if you're the first to say it, you set the tone for the narrative. You set the narrative. And so by the time the truth comes, you're playing catch up and you already lost. So never apologize to the mob. Never, 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 ever apologize. And then so, yeah, and see, like Shoe made this video, and you have freaking leftists like post left watch oh, she's totally a leftist, you guys. And then Shoe, very true. As we know, leftism is not about policies like universal healthcare, childcare, wealth redistribution, anti-capitalism, anti-imperialism. It's actually about yelling at random cosplay streamers. Yeah, and it's like, dude, you're only proving the point of her video. That when she calls out your crybaby bully tactics on the internet and being the most vile, disgusting people on the internet, you're like, oh, screw her. We need to go after her as well. Just only prove her point. And so to end this segment, here's a little thing that happened to Emiru yesterday. It puts paper towel near gas flame. Paper towel catches fire, drops it in grease, leaves it there. Woman, gotta love him. She accidentally started a fire in the kitchen yesterday.
Oh, you got this, guys. Here.
Look, I don't know what she's doing here, but look, the gas flame is still going, and she puts a paper towel near it to grab some food, I think. I don't know what the heck that is. What is that? That looks like a turd. Anyways, it catches fire because it catches fire right there.
Paper towels on fire!
Oh!
No. And then she just drops it in the freaking grease pan.
No grease.
Oh no.
Take it out, take it out, take it out.
No.
And then look, and then the guys in the room are like, oh, take it out, do it. Oh my gosh. You know, guys are cooked too. You know, women are cooked, but men today are cooked too. What are you doing? You, like, do something, dudes. Like, don't, like, wait for the woman to do something.
I don't know what to do.
Take it out, Zol, take it out, take it outside. Take it outside.
Wait. Take it outside. Oh my gosh. Jet Turris, what's up? Thanks for the follow. The most absolute low T behavior, man. Come on, dude. Just literally all you have to do, man. All you have to do is cover the pan with the lid. Okay? If you know anything, is that when you deprive fire of oxygen, it goes out. That's all you had to do. Oh, take it out. Come on, man. Absolute low T, low IQ behavior.
Wait, this is actually bad.
It's gonna take, yes, take it out.
I can't, it's too hot.
Wait.
Take it. You use the pliers, the things.
I don't know what this is here.
Look, this guy's just standing here. The guy holding the camera's just standing there. And then he's just standing here, not doing anything.
Pliers, the things.
I don't know what this is here.
Yeah, the amount of estrogen in that room is palpable. So true, Hammer, so true.
Don't use water on oil.
Wait, don't we have like a shirt? Take off your shirt.
It's fine.
No, do you have a shirt? No. If you put a shirt on it, the shirt is gonna catch fire too. Just put the pan lid over the freaking pot.
It's fine.
Take it out.
Take off your shirt.
No.
Okay.
Wait, open the door.
Wait, why did Emiru? The fact that Emiru had to take it out. Come on.
Take it outside.
Dudes.
Yeah.
The dog's pissed, by the way. Be careful.
The dog knew.
Be careful. It's gonna slosh.
No, it's not.
Oh my.
Holy.
Bro, we're cooked. I always rag on women, but I rag on men too. Here's me ragging on men. Men, what the heck are you doing? In those situations, you gotta take control and be like, hey, actually, how do we take out this fire? We can just use the pan, use the lid, deprive it of oxygen. But this is how, like, the dumbest people in society become the most famous, which is such a travesty. Like, it is such an indictment of modernity that the dumbest people become the most famous. Like, how do you not know how to put out a freaking fire? Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.